It's season 1, game 1. Always an Athlete podcast. Very excited to be here with my special co-host for the day, Gayla Osborne.
Yeah, buddy.
We are joined in studio by Luke Kurtz, and then joining us remotely we have Micah Kurtz and Brian Marr from Oak Hill Academy. Let's get into some deeper introductions. DB9 himself, the hard hitter, the safety turned corporate lawyer. Luke, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here. Kayla, good to see you. The real athlete in the family.
That's a fact. Would you please introduce Micah and Brian?
Sure. Micah Kurtz is on the phone with us as well. Happens to be my brother, president of the Oak Hill Academy. Played football at Cortland State, basketball at the Naval Academy Prep School. Long-term business partner from 6-7 years old, baking Kurtz's cookies and selling them to the church moms, to paper routes, to a whole bunch of other endeavors, and happy to be on this journey with him. We also have Brian Marr. I think he's going into his 24th year at Oak Hill Academy, longtime assistant. I believe his new role is senior advisor, director of operations, playing a very big role at Oak Hill Academy. Has been a long time personal advisor, just the type of person that makes you better just by being around him.
Micah, Brian, welcome to the show.
Yes, sir. Excited to be here. Great to be on, and I wish we could have been in sunny Florida with you guys.
Same.
And Brian?
Definitely excited to be here. Appreciate you guys. And I love waking up at 4 in the morning, having some coffee, and getting ready to roll.
Coffee's for closers, B.
That's right. We're closing today. We always close.
Well, we're thrilled that you will be our show's first guest. Gayla's going to kick us off.
So Luke and Micah, boys from Buffalo. I want to know how it was you guys growing up together. Were you competitive? Like, what's the deal? Like,
And who was better?
yeah, that's the real question. Who was better at the things, all the things? Micah, you can go.
Yeah, great question. It's actually, we have a good story about it, but obviously we were extremely competitive. I'm about a year and a half older than Luke, so was always a little bigger and more athletic growing up. He's caught up to me over the years, and he's got me by a few inches now. But yeah, so obviously I had that head start where Luke always followed me along to games and practices as he was the younger, and I think it really instilled a lot of competitiveness in him, and we never really got to play together on the same teams. We played a couple of years of Little League football together, but I was 2 years ahead of him in school, so we were never really on the same high school sports teams, and never really got to compete together on the same team, but we competed against each other daily in the backyard, and Brian's younger brother was the same age as Luke, so we've got some legendary stories of me and Brian playing Luke and Mook in 2-on-2 basketball and stuff like that, and we never lost to them in that. If we were going to lose, we ended up somehow tripping them up so we didn't lose. So we can hold them on that for sure.
Yeah, it definitely got real rough when me and Mook had the lead. So we had to, he's right, they are undefeated. It's interesting. I don't think I ever realized that we really only competed. I mean, we were teammates a handful of times, but it was all pretty much head-to-head competition, and it got rough at times, but it definitely bound us in later in life, and I'm appreciative of Micah for always letting me tag along with him and his friends. So it's been a good ride.
And Brian, what's your take on those backyard games?
Just like Mike said, we're undefeated. One way or another. You know, my dad built a little half-court basketball in our side yard, so we used to have battles in there 2-on-2. And like Luke said, we definitely got rough and physical, but we made sure, Mike and I, that the younger brothers were not ever going to beat us. I mean, we played wiffle ball, basketball, football, whatever we could do. We never lost to those guys.
It's now that you guys say it, it's interesting. They were always on the same team, except once. We were
How is that fair?
at this point, I was probably 20. They were 22, 23, and there was a assistant football coach that we grew up with at Cortland State, and we decided to play 2-on-2, and Micah and I got to be partners, and it ended pretty ugly coming to between B and Micah coming to blows. Very, very close to a fist fight.
So it's pretty obvious that you all have been competitors your entire life. Would you agree with that?
Yep.
And that's great.
Absolutely.
And one of the inspirations for the show actually was thinking about how the competition from sports growing up and coming up through life carries on in your professional life if you allow it to. And it's great to see how you all grew up together and have not only continued competing with each other, but also competing together in the various ventures that you have encountered in life, whether it's sports or business. A question I have about your growing up is, how did you all manage to keep your friendship tight as you went off to school and as you went on your travels around the world? How did you always stay close?
I can answer that. I had no friends, and so they always just let me hang out with them. Little brother still following them around, even all the way to Oak Hill, asking them to hang out and ride the team bus. So that kind of no choice on either side.
I see.
For sure with Brian, like we call him obviously in his role now here at Oak Hill, he's the senior advisor to me, but he's the glue guy to everybody, the glue guy to the alumni, the glue guy to the rest of the staff here at Oak Hill, and he's the glue guy for our relationships too as well. He just always is somebody that, like Luke said, he's a mentor to us, he's an advisor to us, and he's somebody that that's always kept us positive and close throughout all these years for sure. And so I think a lot of it has to do with B keeping us all together for sure.
Yeah, I would say it even goes back to in college when I used to go with Mike and Luke's parents to go see Mike play at the Naval Academy, hung out with him at the Naval Academy, go watch Mike play football at Cortland. I think we were always tight. Our dads were like best friends growing up, so it goes way back. We don't call each other friends anymore. We're family. So it's just a big family. We text each other every morning, talk to each other every day. I mean, it's just a good relationship with these guys.
Micah, so I want to talk to you about the Athlete Maker. Like, what was the vision with that? How'd you get started with that?
So I've spent obviously the majority of my career as a strength and conditioning coach, and been blessed to work with some high level colleges at the University of South Carolina, and then some high schools that have had some really, really good success. And I think I like to think I did a pretty good job, but I think a lot of the success was that I've worked with some really, really good athletes. And they made me look good. And as those teams and programs won a lot of state championships, and University of South Carolina baseball won a national championship, I get more and more people were reaching out to us about programming and about coaches, about working with their teams. And so I just wanted to use the Athlete Maker to reach more kids, youth, athletes, and then coaches to be able to allow all of them to have the tools to become the best at getting better. So just as more and more people started wanting to be a part of our training programs, and coaches wanted to learn our systems, just wanted to create something that could reach as many individuals as possible. And Luke and I, and we've always had a goal of maximizing kids' potential through athletics and academics, and so that was something that we started with the Athlete Maker, and now carrying that over here at Oak Hill Academy.
Love it.
And so the Athlete Maker has worked with schools and athletes. Brian, we know you've been at Oak Hill for a long time. And I remember growing up playing basketball, especially when I moved to Las Vegas, we would play in the big time tournament. And I remember seeing Oak Hill on our court 20 years ago. And I remember specifically there was a player there named Rashad Caruth. And he was coming up the court and shooting Steph Curry shots before Steph Curry. And I was blown away by not only the talent that he had, but also just the confidence with which the team played. And so, Brian, you've coached many of the best players ever. So Kevin Durant, Rajon Rondo, Brandon Jennings, and many others. And my question for you, as someone who still considers himself an athlete, but who's been around a lot of athletes and also who's mentored a lot of young people, when a player like a Durant or a Rondo walked into the gym, did you already know the capacity that they had to be a star?
Yeah, going back on Rashad Caruth, Coach Smith always says he's the best defender ever. Rashad Caruth,
awesome.
best defender ever at Oak Hill history.
Wow.
Yes, certain players you can tell. I've been here 24. This is my 24th year. So like the Kevin Durant, the Josh Smith, the Rondos, the Brandon Jennings, the Ty Lawsons, the Mike Beasleys, those guys, Cam Thomas recently, those guys, they always had a little something extra. I mean, they were in the gym at 5 a.m. They were there late at night. They just wanted to become better. They were down in the weight room. So those guys, definitely you could tell. Certain players have that extra, whatever it is in them. And then there were some players like you didn't think were going to make it. And then boom, they're in the NBA for 10 years, 15 years. Like Coach Smith always said, like Steve Blake. You would never tell he's just a competitor, he loves basketball, and I mean he was in the league for 13 years.
Wow.
So certain people have it, and then others just got to work a little bit harder to get there.
Thanks, Brian. Michael or Luke, anything to add to that?
It's just been amazing to be around. I don't think Brian's a special guy. He's not only mentored the players and youth, but to Mike's point about him being the glue guy, everyone he comes in contact with, he does it in a subtle way, and he's made me a lot better, probably without ever giving me advice. The head of admissions, Mike Rogers, always says B's the energy giver, and that's something that I've tried to adapt a little bit into my life, and positivity and enthusiasm is something maybe sometimes I gotta work.
You don't lack for that.
It's been learned from Brian. It's been learned from Brian over 45 years.
Mm-hmm. And Brian, you mentioned Coach Smith. Micah, would you tell us about Coach Smith and your relationship with him, and as well what he's meant to Oak Hill?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Smith is Oak Hill. I mean, he was the head coach for, I guess, 38 years, and the school wouldn't still be around if it wasn't for what he created with the basketball program. Obviously, we're a 8 through 12 school, and where everybody's not a basketball player. There's kids coming from all over the world and for a variety of different reasons. But like you said, when you think of Oak Hill, you think of basketball and you think of greatness, and that's because of Coach Smith. And I mean, he's probably the greatest leader that I've ever been around and ever been able to observe and ever been able to work with, just because of the type of kids that he's had to coach is, I mean, he's blessed that he's coached amazing basketball players, but they're all alphas, and to be able to get all of them to come in and buy into one common mission very quickly as they show up in the beginning of September and their first game is end of October, and to get 6, 7, 8, 10 new guys every year that are the best players in in their state, in their area, to come in and buy into new roles. I mean, it's not easy to do. And Coach Smith made it look very seamless. And so he's I would say the greatest for sure, the greatest high school coach of all time, and because of that, I mean, he's one of the greatest leaders of all time. Just to be able to get so many different personalities to buy into one common mission. I mean, that's something that's needed at all levels, all CEO and president levels, to be able to do that. And Coach Smith did it as good as anybody from the coaching perspective, for sure.
And Brian, I have a question for you. You've been a coach for many years and been a mentor for many years to both players and as well as your friends. Who is the greatest leader you ever coached?
That's a tough one. We've had a lot. I was thinking about it, and my first, like, Rondo was unbelievable. Ty Lawson, all the point guards, you think of basketball, and a leader, you think of a point guard, because they got the ball in their hands all the time. They're but it's tough. I'm going to say Nolan Smith for me. Just Nolan's still a good dude. You met him at the golf tournament.
Yes.
He's a big part of Oak Hill still. His character, his positive example around everybody. Now he's a head coach. His leadership is incredible since he's been at Oak Hill. People love to follow Nolan. It's just on and off the court. I would have to say Nolan Smith. He even came to my wedding.
Oh.
He came to my wedding, him and Brandon Jennings. So Nolan and I go way back. Nolan lost his dad when he was young, and so did I. So I think maybe we had a little bond there when he was here, when he first got here. And it just, ever since he went to Duke, I would go watch him at Duke, and then and we went to the Portland Trail Blazers. So we stayed in contact ever since high school, and he's a great dude. He's never changed. He's still the same guy he was when I met him back in 2006. I'm gonna say Nolan Smith on that one.
Great.
Love it. And Luke, who's the greatest leader you've encountered in the business world? So you're in a little bit of a different world.
In the business world, it's a good question. I'm gonna say my former executive assistant at U.S. Sugar, Jody Rush. I mean, she's just an amazing person. She was always sick with cancer, and you would have never known. She was the first one to show up. She cared the most, and she had the most positive attitude. And all while she was going through what she was going through, she was also out in the community trying to help everyone else. And she led me and managed me and was just a really special person. And you don't always have to be at a senior level or the decision maker to be a leader.
Thanks.
Agreed. So Micah, you've published many times. You're a speaker nationally and internationally on topics related to athletics, but really in reading your work, it's really about the focus and the intensity and the competitive spirit that it takes to succeed when you're an athlete and after. And one article that we reviewed is called "Doubt is Cancer." Talk to us about what that means.
That's a great question. I remember that article, and it's just something that we talk a lot about in our training programs, embracing the process of becoming the best at getting better. And if you just every single day, especially in the weight room, go in there and just try to give maximum effort, the results are they're going to be tangible, and you're going to be able to see them. That's one of the great things about the weight room. The weights don't lie. I would tell the kids all the time, like, if the weights know if you're not giving maximum effort, because when it comes to test day 8 weeks later, especially for high school kids, they're gonna improve. Their strength numbers are gonna go up. Their chest numbers are gonna go up just by coming in there and giving effort every single day. If they're coming in and going through the motions, the weights don't lie. And if their bench didn't go up in that 8-week period, the weights knew that they were not. But they were either missing workouts or not giving maximum effort. And that's one of the great things about the weight room is you can see that those tangible results. And so like basketball, you might not see over a 4-6 week period be able to say, I know 100% I'm a better basketball player than I was 4 weeks ago. So that doubt can creep in, and that doubt is something that that you can't let get in your head. Doubt is cancer. And so if you're just going in and embracing the process of becoming the best and getting better every single day and applying that to all principles of life, whether that's the weight room, whether that's sports, whether that's becoming a better brother, sister, better employee, better boss, I mean, great things are going to happen, and you can't doubt yourself. You just got to go in every single day and say, hey, I'm going to get a little bit better today, and great things are going to happen.
And Micah and Brian, you all are at Oak Hill. I'd like to talk more about what you do day to day at Oak Hill. And then another question that I've been thinking about is sports has totally changed with NIL and the ability of student athletes to make money while they're in school. And I'll compare Oak Hill to the average local high school. The average local high school may have a great athlete even maybe once a year. You all have always had great athletes every year. And so you probably have always had a sense of helping your players prepare for the potential for a professional sports career. So with that lead up, my question is, one, what are each of your roles like day to day at Oak Hill? And then two, how do you prepare your athletes to be enterprises from when they're so young?
Great question. Great two-part question. So my role, I'm in my second year as the head of school, the president of school, and really, one of the reasons I was hired, and I was kind of an outside the box hire for this position, is spent the majority of my career as a strength and conditioning coach, a few years in athletic administration, but not your typical private school head of school. And I think one of the biggest charges I had from the board was to grow enrollment, as enrollment has declined, especially since COVID, and so I wanted to grow enrollment, and I think one of the things that I've been successful at in my previous schools that I've worked at is I've created a great culture of whether it's in the weight room or whether it's in a sports team, just a great culture that people want to be around, and that's something that I'm trying to do here at Oak Hill is really grow our culture and make it a place that everybody wants to either work at, or students want to be a part of this, and families want to be a part of Oak Hill for a variety of reasons, whether it's basketball, whether it's our Paris Saint-Germain partnership, whether it's our small classes, whether it's our applied learning skills center and differentiated curriculum. And so and then just improving the offerings for students outside of academics as well, from clubs and activities, and bringing in coaches and teachers that are great mentors that kids want to be around. So I think that's my day-to-day changes, and from season to season changes. Like right now, school just starting, and we're really just trying to establish a great culture here, while still being a very structured school that holds kids accountable. And then obviously it shifts in the spring and the summertime and in enrollment season, as I'm getting out and going to recruiting events and trying to grow our enrollment for sure. And so day to day in my role, you never know what I'm going to get into each day for sure. So yeah, that's kind of my day to day role, and it's been exciting. We've accomplished a lot here this past year, and I'm excited to see how this school year is going to go. I'll let Brian talk a little bit.
Thanks, Micah.
Yeah, my day-to-day now has changed the last 23 years. I've been the strength and conditioning coach all day, and then obviously assistant for the gold team. And now it's kind of like Micah said, it's the senior advisor. I'm doing a lot of different moving parts. I'm fundraising. I'm recruiting still. I'm ahead of all the basketball teams. So we're making sure everything is good with them, practice, ordering stuff for them. So I'm doing a lot. I'm still in the weight room a little bit with the guys. I told Micah yesterday the first day of school was Monday. And I've been in the weight room first period the last 23 years. So I went down there and I'm just watching the guys work out and I'm thinking, man, I kind of miss this right now. So my day to day, but I am getting a workout with Mr. Kurtz every single day. We're together getting a workout in, so that's good, like old times.
Always an athlete, right, Jonathan?
That's right.
That's right.
That is a fact. And Luke, what's your role at Oak Hill?
Huh, good question. I'm just a board of trustee, trying to support Micah and Brian in any way I can.
The family.
I've had the opportunity to be around some great business leaders in 15, 20 years in corporate America. So I'll tell them how I see it, and then. But know that I'm removed from the situation and don't have all the information, and then do whatever I can to support and promote the school and their initiatives.
That's great. And for any of you, the second part of the question is when you have athletes and you describe having multiple basketball teams, so feel free to answer for athletes on whichever team, whether it's the basketball program or through the PSG partnership. But how does Oak Hill go about preparing its students for the future? So it could be the future as a professional athlete. It could be a future as a coach. It could be a future as a corporate lawyer or a doctor or any other number of professions. What's your philosophy for preparing young people for a future of greatness?
Yeah, I think one of the great things about Oak Hill and boarding schools is kids are getting a step up on being a young adult, being an adult, being independent earlier than kids that are staying home at day schools. Just because you have to mature and do your laundry on your own and learn how to be an adult quicker. So that's one of the just things that I never really thought about with a boarding school is you're getting a step up. You're already used to being away at college because you've done it in high school, and so from that perspective, that's something that prepares them for the next level quicker. And then just from an athletic perspective, they have every opportunity to maximize their potential athletically. From a basketball perspective, the gym is open at 5 a.m. and we have structured. We have open gym in the morning, and then we also have structured workouts where they're going through 45 minutes to an hour of skill development, and then from a strength and conditioning perspective, it's changed so much since we were in high school, where we have a extremely qualified strength and conditioning staff. Like Brian, we have a new head strength coach who's amazing. Brian's still involved in there. All of the coaches are very involved in there. We have all of the technology, force plates, jump mats, velocity-based training devices to really give them every opportunity to become the best athlete possible. We just added an infrared sauna, a cold plunge for recovery tools. We have from the on-court, we have shooting machines. We have analytics that measure their shots, and so it's something that we would have ate up when we were.
Bro, I'm jealous right now.
Right.
We were bagging in the gym. We were bagging to have somebody rebound for.
Got to find a rebounder. Yeah.
So every tool is there for sure. And so I talked to the whole student body yesterday. Yesterday was just our second day of school, and just we've got great energy on campus, and just motivating the kids to take advantage of every opportunity here. As one of the unique things about us as a boarding school, which not all boarding schools are like this, is about 90% of our faculty also lives on campus. So their coaches and teachers are around them all day, every day, and so they're here to work. They're here to help kids get better, and it's not like at a lot of schools, especially like basketball practice is over at 5 p.m. and the coaches are going home to their families. I mean, they're here. The coaches' families are here, so they're not going. Their families are coming to the gym, and so it's all day, every day, for whatever you want to become better at. And I know we keep talking about basketball, but soccer, the same thing. We have an amazing equestrian program, and then we have an amazing art program. We have a great music program. We have tons of different clubs and activities. They're starting a robotics club where we just hired a great math teacher, and so anything social media and videography, anything that a kid's passionate about, their coach or their club lead or their teacher is readily accessible, and just encouraging these kids to take advantage of that, because it's something that us looking back on as adults is something that we would have relished as kids, and maybe as kids we would have saw how special that was, and so just want to keep reminding them to really, that's why you're here. The reason you're here is to maximize your potential, and they have every opportunity to, for sure.
That's great. All right, so we're gonna mix it up. We're gonna go to the next chapter of our conversation today, and I'm calling it the Micah drill, which every high school basketball player knows from our days on the court. It's when your coach hands you a ball and you make a layup on the left side and then the right side, and you alternate back and forth for a certain amount of time. So for the purposes of the Always an Athlete podcast, the Micah drill is a series of questions where you're either going to score on the left side of the rim or on the right side of the rim. And Gayla's going to start us off, and we'll go essentially around the horn, starting with Luke here in the building, and then we'll go sequentially on screen, and then Gayla will pose the next question.
Okay, Luke.
Let's go, Micah drill. Let's go. Let's go.
Give me the ball, coach.
All right, Luke. Burpees or mountain climbers?
Oh, burpees, harder.
Brian.
Burpees for sure.
Definitely burpees. Mountain climbers seems like a waste of time.
A waste of time. All right, Brian. Cardio or strength?
I've been into cardio lately, so I'm going to say cardio. Skinny's in.
That's a fact.
Skinny. Micah.
Strength. I mean,
Of course.
If you want to do cardio, just lift weights faster.
Micah taught me a long time. Lift weights faster. Strength.
All right. Micah, upper body or lower body?
Upper body all day.
The older I get, I'm gonna go lower body. Gotta keep those T levels up.
Upper body all day.
Who's up? Luke.
Luke's up.
Gatorade, Powerade.
Oh, classic Gatorade.
Gatorade for sure. We're sponsored by Gatorade. We got to be Gatorade.
Okay.
We don't know what Powerade is.
Yeah, I don't know Powerade.
Powerade.
What is Powerade?
All right. Micah, daytime or nighttime game?
Daytime for sure. Daytime.
Yeah?
Daytime for everything nowadays.
If I'm playing, I want to be played daytime too. I don't want to sit around and think about it. I want to get up and go.
Ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say if we're playing, I like the nighttime. I like nighttime.
I'm with you, Brian.
So B likes real quick. So B likes Showtime under the lights. And so football, Luke, you didn't prefer playing under the lights at night?
It was special, but I was so juiced up by the time I woke up that I wanted to go out and kill someone,
go.
take my walk, and buckle up and go.
Yeah,
That's
I
fair.
feel that.
That's fair.
All right, last one. Game-winning shot or game-winning block?
I like a shot, baby. I want all the attention. Give me the shot.
Game winning shot for sure.
Yeah.
I'll take the block. I was always the defender, and I want people to know that I'm just tougher than you, not better.
Yeah, so Gayla played defense in soccer. And speaking of being a bruiser,
I'll do the defense
she'll
with you.
take the
There you go.
Yeah, I'll take the block.
Tell us about your sports careers.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I played soccer all my life, and then D1 at University of Louisiana, and then semi-pro for 7 years in St. Louis. So,
Wow,
yeah.
awesome.
I'm excited for PSG too, so it'll be great.
Let's go.
Well, for me, growing up, I played a lot of sports here in Miami. Moved to Vegas in high school, where I focused on basketball. Started out at UNLV for basketball, transferred to the University of Alaska Fairbanks after having lived in Miami and Las Vegas. And I pretty much retired after college, but then played intramural sports in law school. And I still consider myself to be a basketball player. I train with a coach, Dave Gartrell of Big City Basketball, 3-4 days a week. And really that training is what took my mentality when it came to competition in business to the next level about 4 years ago. And in a lot of ways inspired this conversation that we're having. It has been on my mind more and more that when I'm at my best, it's because I'm still thinking and approaching life and training and preparation like an athlete. And so I owe a lot of things to sports.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we talk in the office. We talk a lot about sports concepts. I mean, one of the most basic things that I learned in football, and we talked about it in college football, but it's on my mind when I'm at my best on a daily basis is do your job, make the play when it comes to you, and celebrate when your teammate scores. And it's a simple concept, but it's hard to apply day in and day out, and a lot of people never apply it.
That's right.
So true.
That's right.
And
We have a couple more Mike and Drill shots to get up real quick. So the last question that Gayla asked was about whether you want to take the last shot or get the winning block. Related to that, I was thinking about, would you rather be down 1 with the ball, 10 seconds left, or up 1 on defense, 10 seconds left? Let's start here in the room with Luke.
I'm a defensive guy, putting 4th and 1 on defense, and let's see who's tougher.
Okay. B, you got next.
I got to go with them. Give me the lead and put us on defense.
All right. Micah?
Yeah, I'm all in too. Like I said, I like the game-winning shot was a great thing. I would love the game-winning shot, but if I'm being honest and think the best chance to win, I'm a better defender too than a shooter as well. So
Okay.
I'm blocking down.
All right. Well, how about you? What would you take, man?
I want to be on defense, yeah.
I'm coming across
whatever.
half with the ball, baby. Let's go.
B,
Yeah.
B up.
B made a bunch of game winners. I don't think I've ever made a game winner. B. If we're down 1, this playing 3-on-3, we're definitely giving the ball to B.
Okay.
Mike is gonna set a pick, and I'm gonna go try to crash the
Trying
boards.
to get the tip in.
When you're playing against these guys, you can't even get a shot off. These guys just hammer you every single time.
Right.
B,
so-
come on, you do too.
So Oak Hill's a Jordan school. We can see the logos across the chest even now. My question as a lifelong Air Jordan fan is, what's your favorite Jordan release?
That's easy. Black and white patent leathers.
Okay, 11s. All right. Micah.
It's tough. That's tough. All right, now, I mean, I love all the Travis Scott ones, but I'd say all time, the cement floors for sure.
Okay. B.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm a sneaker guy. Um, I'm gonna say the cement threes, the originals. I mean, my dad he coached baseball in those things, so it goes way back with those cement threes. So I'm gonna say the cement threes.
Love it.
Well, when I was young, it was definitely the Concord 11s for sure. These days, I like a nice Jordan 1, the high OGs. They're great for travel. You can mix them up with a blazer.
Well, there's a bunch of buzz because Micah took his school picture in the Koreans, so everyone noticed it. So it's interesting.
So a couple more mic and drill shots, and then we'll move on to the next part of our conversation. So this one is a question that's been debated for many, many years. Biggie or Tupac?
That's a tough one. Tupac, bomb first.
Tupac all day, even though we were from New York. We weren't from New York City, but New York. But we always loved Tupac. To live and die in L.A.
Brian?
Tupac for sure. Tupac, 100%.
Gayla?
I mean, I like Biggie, but
Own it.
so I'm gonna go against the grain here. I like Biggie better.
Give me Hove. All right. You're putting together a team, and you have to pick. You can get the number one point guard in the country or the number one center in the country. What are you doing?
Being coach taught me a long time ago. Point guard.
Okay.
Point guard wins you games. Give me the point guard.
No question. Point guard all day. He's the leader of your team. The ball's in his hands. Give me a point guard. Start with a point guard.
All right. 3 for 3. Magic or Bird?
Speaking of point guards, I'll take Magic. I like Magic, but I love Bird too. But give me Magic.
Micah?
Yeah, that's tough. You gotta go with Magic too. Gotta go with Magic. That's a tough one.
I'm going with Bird.
Yeah.
Talked a lot of trash and was as competitive as they come.
Give me Magic. Showtime. Yeah, give me Magic. Showtime. Both of them were innovators, but Magic had that flair that I try to bring to my ventures. I try to embody magic. People like magic in the courtroom, for example.
I'll take Magic in the business world all day, every day.
That too.
Guy's a killer in the business world.
That too.
All right. So, always an athlete is something Jonathan says all the time, and I feel like I mimic it now. Like it's in like all aspects of my life now. It like gives you the edge. Like when he's about to have court the next day or has a trial coming up, I really feel like it's like the night before a game. He's like getting ready to go, getting in the zone. So what does that mean to you guys? What does the phrase "always an athlete" mean to you guys?
Good question. To me, I guess it means striving to be your best, and in the recent years, that's just, hey, you have a meeting, Luke, you have a podcast at 5 a.m. You better get up and work out for at least 20 minutes because you're better when you do it, even though you don't want to do it. In the business world, I'm better. So making the sacrifices, doing the hard things to be my best and always get better every day.
Sure.
Same. I mean, athletes are always trying. One of my phrases. It's a phrase for the school year this year for our entire student body and faculty is be the best at getting better, and that's what athletes try to do. They try to get better every single day, and so applying those principles to all areas of life and to the business world and corporate world is something that is you're always trying to be an athlete. And B will even tell you, he's a good golfer. I'm not a good golfer. And when I hit a bad shot, I yell at myself and say, "Be an athlete. Be an athlete." So,
I love that.
I would just say everything they said. just trying to get better every single day. Stay focused, stay in the weight room, keep your body right, keep your mind right, read a lot, and just everything they said.
One thing you all have written about is surrounding yourself with people that can make you better and who can encourage you to push harder, push faster, to work harder, and to be better. And you all talk about it at Oak Hill as well. I want to give credit to one of my good friends and trial partners who years ago, before I even realized it, called me out as being a trial athlete. And we actually did a trial together in 2017 or so. And afterward, he gave me an award that actually described me as a trial athlete. He brought the Gatorade. It's not.
I love it. You got to show it to the folks.
It's not endorsed by Oak Hill yet.
At least it's Gatorade, not Powerade.
But this trophy actually meant a lot to me because without even realizing it, I was walking around the courtroom as a prosecutor carrying Gatorade in front of the jury. From the podium back to the table. I was pacing the hallways preparing for closing arguments. And I was an athlete and not even really internalizing that I was bringing that level of intensity to my job. And I'm much more intentional about it now, like Gayla said, but it really has made a tremendous difference in not only, I think, the accomplishments, but also how it feels to accomplish things when you're working hard and when you're focused on your team, like you said, Luke. And when you recognize that the bigger picture of the organization is much bigger than any one person. And that has freed me up to be a leader, whether I'm in the front of the room or the back of the room.
Yep.
What do you guys think about that?
I think you hit on something really important is intentionality. The older I get, the more I understand the importance of intentionality and the more intentional I try to be, and putting out big scary goals, whether that's how you want to show up as a father, a friend, a colleague, a Christian, however it is, putting out those goals and then being intentional about how you move in that direction, knowing that sometimes you're not going to be able to go directly that way, and sometimes you're even going to go backwards a step or two. But being intentional about going in the direction that you want to go helps prioritize and understand what's important. And lately, I'm trying to say, well, that intentionality, I need to be a little more disciplined. We always can be more disciplined, but being intentional makes it easier to be disciplined and not necessarily go with the flow or with what everyone else is doing.
Thanks, Luke. And Micah and Brian, what does faith mean at Oak Hill? And if you want to share, what has faith meant in your leadership journey?
Yeah, and so I mean, we grew up with our mom, the strongest Christian I've ever met, and so obviously we live from a Christian perspective and know that Jesus died for our sins and we're all sinners, but we all need to strive to live the most intentional and God-fearing life possible, and Oak Hill is a Baptist church or a Baptist school, and that's how we lead and teach and educate our students from that Christian perspective at Oak Hill.
Great, and so you all have touched on it, and it's kind of come up, but we haven't addressed it head on. But two of my favorite topics to think about and to study through reading. And these things have been on my mind for a long time, actually. One of them is adversity, and the other one is legacy. And I think every athlete, whether you had a successful career or an unsuccessful one, knows adversity. And I think every leader at some point confronts the idea of legacy. So if we could first talk about adversity, have any of you had experiences with it, whether professionally, personally, athletically? And if so, how has it shaped who you are today?
Yeah, I'll start. I've had a lot of adversity, I would say. I lost my dad when I was young, and then my brother, lost him a couple years later, and then I lost my mother too. So now it's just my sister and I. But in doing that, I mean, I drive every day to make it the best I possibly can, because you never know. I mean, you never know when it's going to be your last. So I try to make every day count. Energy, high energy, be positive about everything, and try to leave a mark for my family. So that's adversity. Legacy, I would say legacy about Oak Hill and legacy is we always say when we got recruits on campus is when you walk through that gym door, as soon as you walk through the gym door, hopefully you guys can make a game here at home.
We'd love to.
For sure.
But you see all the banners on the wall, all the national championships on the wall, and that's your first thing when you walk in. You see a national championship. That's what we tell them. You come here to win a national championship, to hang another banner, and then when you look to your right, you see the All-American banner that has all the names that were McDonald's All-Americans, Parade All-Americans. That's your second goal right there. Boom, you want their name to be on that wall right there. And when you turn to the left, when you're leaving the gym, we got all the college jerseys on the wall. That when you're done with college, you send your jersey back and we hang it on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the legacy I think you want to leave at Oak Hill. Those three things, and then obviously you want to do right with Coach Smith. Coach Smith wants to win. He wants to win another championship. He's a big part of the program still. So you want to win one more for Coach.
Thank you, Brian. Micah, Luke, you want to touch on adversity?
Yeah, I'll touch on just recent adversity. I mean, this past year was my first year as the head of school, as president of school, and a month into the school year, we're a very secluded, rural, 100% boarding school in the mountains, and Hurricane Helene hit, and we've never.
Oh my goodness.
Hurricanes don't hit this area of the country. We're in the mountains. We're very far off of the coast. And Hurricane Helene hit, and we lost power. We lost water for over a week, and we had to make the decision. I mean, we have generators, and we had a little bit of electricity and water from those generators, but we had to make the decision to fully evacuate our campus. 140 students. First time ever in Oak Hill's history, and so we had a little bit of adversity through this first year, and I think it's something that I like to think that I learned a lot in my first year and faced a lot of adversity in the first year, and we came out on top, and there's gonna be great things happening here at Oak Hill this year and in the future for sure. And then as far as legacy, from a perspective, from my own personal perspective, one of my favorite quotes is from Billy Graham. One coach will impact more young people in a year than most people do in a lifetime. And always an athlete. I mean, even though I'm not a coach now, I still spent the majority of my years time as a coach, and like to think of myself as a coach still. And I always say that I mean, a coach can impact more young people in a year than most people do in a lifetime, but that could be a positive impact or a negative impact. And I think we all can look back at coaches that had a huge positive impact on us, and we can also look at coaches that had a negative impact on us. So just every single day, want to be able to make a positive impact on people's lives, whether that's our students or whether that's our employees here at Oak Hill. And that's something that I think about daily, and I think Maya Angelou said, like, people will forget what you did, people will forget what you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. So that's something that I want to strive to do every single day for sure.
Thanks, Micah. And Luke, I want you to also please answer the adversity question, and then I want you to help us transition into talking about a different perspective on legacy. So one, the adversity question, and then with respect to legacy, I'll switch the conversation to talking about your collective recent trip to the Hall of Fame. So let's start with adversity, if you wish to share.
Sure. I think I've been fortunate not to have a whole bunch of adversity, but as we mature as a corporate athlete and as a adult, just the daily or monthly kind of struggle to stay in the right mindset, to stay positive, to do the little things that you need to do to be your best, even if you're feeling down or going through little periods where maybe mentally you're not at your best. One adversity that I had in sports is working really hard for 3 to 4 years in college to become the best athlete I could be. I sat behind a great player for 3 years, played special teams, and then I was really good my junior athletic year. Going into senior year, I was excited, and I got banged up both my ankles really fast. And so that was adversity that really taught me something that shaped the rest of my life. It taught me to only worry about what I can control. I couldn't control the fact that I couldn't play. I couldn't control the fact that when I did come back, I wasn't as good as I was before and really wasn't even good enough to be on the field anymore. But what you do control is how hard you work, how you treat people, and your attitude. And I think today, again, it all comes back to attitude and positivity for me.
That's great perspective, and it actually brought to mind some adversity that Gayla faced when she was young in terms of being injured in soccer.
Yeah.
Talk about that and how you overcame that.
I tore 3 ACLs in college,
Wow.
so I would rehab one and then come back and then tear the other one, be healthy for a year, tear another one. So I think mentally that was like a big toll on me, and I was captain the whole time, and so I had to like figure out how I'm going to lead the team from the bench, so it taught me a lot, but I feel like it's like everything is transferred into my life, like as a mom, as a professional, so as a wife, so I'm always an athlete. I'm grateful for it. So
That's great. Thanks everyone for sharing. So let's talk about the legend that is Carmelo Anthony in the time that we have left. So Oak Hill has had a lot of tremendous athletes, some of the literal greatest of all time. And one of Oak Hill's greatest of all time is Carmelo Anthony, who was just enshrined in the Basketball Hall of Fame. And you all had an opportunity to go to Massachusetts for the ceremony. Would you talk to us about that experience? What was it like being in that room? And what have you learned from Melo over the course of either watching his career or your relationship with him?
Well, I'll start. They know Carmelo a lot better than I do. One, it was a great weekend of fellowship with these guys, some other coaches, and Coach Smith in general. So the legacy and what I take away from the weekend is just the mentorship and the guidance that you take away from spending 6-7 hours with Coach Smith. From Melo, what really impressed me lately is his transition from a basketball player to a businessman. Mm-hmm. He's got a lot of entrepreneurial efforts going on, and just the polish and swag and demeanor he had as a basketball player, I've noticed translates into everything he does and into how he conducts business.
That's great. Micah, then Brian?
Yeah, I would say very similar. I think one of the things that we've talked about on this podcast is surrounding yourself with great people, and so I'm blessed to be surrounded by B and Luke, and now you and Gayla as well in our network, and just surrounding yourself with great people, and I think that's what Melo has done just by seeing and getting to know some of his inner circle, his longtime manager Bay Frazier. Melo's got great people around him that has helped him be successful in all areas of life, and obviously one of the greatest basketball players of all time. And then, like Luke said, he's transitioned into an amazing businessman, and I think a lot of that has to do with who he surrounded himself with, and and that's something that I really look up to for sure from him. And then just seeing his relationship with his son. I mean, obviously he's been an amazing father as well, and so Melo's been successful in so many areas of life besides basketball, and that's what legacy is about for sure.
Brian?
Yeah, it was a great weekend, like Luke said. Just being around everybody and actually being in the building with all those superstars and all those big names. I didn't coach Melo, so I wasn't there when Melo was at Oak Hill. I missed him by 1 year. So but I've seen him the last 5-6 years. He's got an AU team, Team Melo. So we see him on the circuit all the time, and he's at every game. And then like Micah was saying about Cayenne, he did not miss one game of Cayenne's high school career. And we played Long Island a bunch, and he's always there sitting there. So he's a great father, and just the way he treats everybody, super respectful, always, willing to talk to you and come up to you. And so just the way he treats people, I would say, yeah. He's a super, super good guy, and we're super happy to have him on board with us now.
Thanks, Brian. Caleb?
So before we leave, I wanted to inquire about PSG and like what's going on with that. So the soccer in me, I'm like very excited that you guys are expanding in that. So you could tell us about that.
Yeah, so we are Paris Saint-Germain's only U.S. pro residency school, and so we've always PSG kind of sought us out as we have a brand of excellence from the basketball perspective, and PSG has obviously the brand of excellence of the greatest football club in the world, and they have a pro residency school in France and I believe one in Switzerland, and they wanted to expand to the U.S., and so we were able to get that partnership with them where this year we will have our first PSG team where they are Oak Hill students. They live at Oak Hill. They go to school at Oak Hill, but they'll be playing under the Paris Saint-Germain coaching methodology. We have a great coach, Coach Laurent, that is a full-time employee here, and he will be coaching the team and teaching them from the PSG coaching methodology, and in the future the goal is to have at least two boys teams, a U19 and a U16, and then a girls team next year as well. So we want to continue to expand and grow our enrollment through great programs, and the PSG partnership is one that we're extremely excited about and kicking off our inaugural year this year.
You all were talking about recruiting earlier, and I was already coming up with our idea of how we're going to pitch our 4-year-old for the basketball program.
I'm going to call you after, Mike, to try to convince you to hire Gayla next year.
That'd be great. So we're in our home stretch. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we're in our home stretch, and I wanted to do two things. One, how can our listeners support Oak Hill? That's number one. And then I'm going to ask each of you to touch on a final question that I have for you. But first, how can we support Oak Hill? How can anyone who listens to this podcast support Oak Hill?
Yeah, we would love any support in any type of way, whether that's just helping promote and talk about all the great things at Oak Hill, whether that's of a young person that either their passions align with Oak Hill, whether that's basketball, whether that's soccer, whether that's they need a little bit more of a structured environment, or whether they need to get away from distractions, referring them and letting them know about Oak Hill Academy and all that it offers. And then obviously we're about 95% of our operating budget comes from tuition. We're very tuition based, and to be able to give make it as affordable as possible, make Oak Hill as affordable as possible. We give away a lot of financial aid and tuition discounts. So any type of financial support, whether that's to improve our programs and our infrastructure or to help make it more affordable to kids, we would appreciate anything for sure from any viewers, any listeners. And so our website is www.oak-hill.net. And then we're all on all of the social media channels. Just give us a like, give us a follow, and we hope to continue to improve and do a better job of showing all the great things that happen on Oak Hill via social media and on the internet, because not many people come drive through Oak Hill and see all the things that are going on at Oak Hill. So we want to be able to highlight all those great things through social media. So give us a like and follow if you're interested.
What Micah was saying is hey, anything, if you know a student athlete or just a mere student who needs a structured learning environment and to be around a tremendously positive, uplifting culture with great mentors, both on the coaching side and the teaching side, introduce them to Oak Hill, introduce them to Micah and Brian or myself. We'd love to show them around campus, have them on campus. If it's the right place, we'd love to have them as a student as we build out our enrollment. And then financial aid. Any financial contributions, we're right now an average student receives roughly 27% financial aid. So to be able to make this type of education affordable, financial contributions from supporters always help, whether it be for financial aid or for facility upgrades. They're all on the social media. Micah and Brian are trying to do a better job putting out to the people what's going on campus, because it is so remote. It's hard to come visit and see the gym that Brian described, but we can show it on social media. And then obviously on the road, come to a game. It's a national schedule. Love to have someone out in the stands and come up and introduce themselves when they're there to myself, Micah, Brian, or anyone from the school. We'll take all the support we can get. And Brian, Mike was putting out the website. I don't have it off the top of my head.
Yeah, www.oak-hill.net.
Okay, so thank you for that. And so we're at the last shot of the game. This is it's been season 1, game 1, and it's been really amazing to have you all as our special guests. It's been an honor, 1, to get to know you, but 2, to spend time with you on this platform. And so as we close out, and we'll start here with Luke, and then we'll go Brian. We'll give Micah the last word for the young athlete or the old athlete, the coach, the student that's aspiring to a future in whatever is calling their name, who's listening to this. They have a big dream, but they don't have a roadmap. They have no guarantees. What are your words of advice to them?
I just encourage them to dream big and find little incremental steps to move, maybe not completely in that direction, but a little bit in that direction. If every day you're moving towards your big dream, it's amazing what you can accomplish in 10, 20 years. I mean, we started talking about putting a real dent in education and making it more accessible for middle class, working class kids like us in 2006. And who knew that in 2024, Micah was going to get the call to go to one of the iconic brands in sports. And so we dream big. There's some hesitate to say good fortune, but God's hand in it, or the world conspiring to get us there. And we're not going to stop dreaming big. I'm encouraged today of where we'll be in 20 years. And so particularly for the high school student, or maybe even the young professional who's not happy where they are at 25 but has big dreams, just keep dreaming big. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it just because they gave up on their dreams, and keep moving in that direction. And in 20, 40 years, you'll have no regrets.
Thank you, Luke.
Love it.
Brian, looks like Brian has a guest.
I have a guest. I got my daughter. She's up and she's ready to go to school.
We can relate. We can relate.
This is Maya.
Hi, Maya.
I would say I tell kids all the time, be coachable. Be coachable. There's so many kids that are not coachable, that just never make it, that have all the talent in the world, and they just, they don't want to listen. They don't want to put the work in. So I tell the kids all the time, be coachable, listen, work hard. No matter who's telling you something, at least take something from it, whether you like them or you don't like them. So my word is coachable to these kids.
Thank you, Brian. That's great advice. And to the great leader, great man, great dad, great trainer, Micah Kurtz. Yeah.
Let's
Great.
go.
The man of incredible style and grace. Micah, you have the last word, my friend.
You're the man. No, I appreciate it. This has been awesome. I would say build off both what Luke and Brian said. Dream big and surround yourself with people that believe in you, and that you never know where you're gonna go, and no dream is too big. And even if you have a great big scary dream and don't attain it, but you worked hard every single day towards it, you're gonna be further along than if you did not have that dream. And have people that believe, and surround yourself with people that believe in you from a sports perspective, an athletics perspective. I've seen so many kids that they might have been late bloomers. I've seen a kid, Denzel Johnson. I coached him at AC Flora, and he didn't even make the 8th grade football team. He didn't make varsity till his junior year, and ended up on a full scholarship to Clemson, just because kids hit puberty and develop at different points of their life. And so never stop dreaming, and never let somebody tell you that you're never going to make it. And then, like Brian said, be coachable. Listen to people. Listen to coaches. Know that if they're coaching you hard, it's because they see potential in you. Don't think that coach is all over you because he doesn't like you. If a coach is not coaching you and not talking to you and not giving you his attention, it's probably because he doesn't see potential in you. But if he's coaching you hard, it's because he knows that you can be great. So take that coaching and don't take it as criticism. So I'd say dream big, surround yourself with people that believe in you, and be coachable every single day.
Yeah, thank you for that. And so this podcast, Always an Athlete, is a dream that you all have helped come true. Game 1, season 1. And I want to thank you, Luke. Thank you, Micah. Thank you, Brian. Thank you all for getting up early with us today. Thank you for showing up ready to compete. And always look for your home, both with us as friends as well as on the platform. And we wish you the best with the future of Oak Hill and everything else you have going on.
This was awesome. Thank you for having us. Thank you for your friendship. Thank you for the fellowship. Thank you, Jonathan, for your mentorship. And we're excited where the future's gonna go. Not only for you guys as in the podcast, but also in life, and as you grow your young family, and what I'll still say is still a young career. Sky's the limit.
Thank you.
Totally.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Great to see you.
Thank you. And there you have it.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate everything. Let's go get a workout in.
Yeah,
Let's
let's
do
go.
Let's go.
Thank you all. Let's go. And there you have it. Always an Athlete Podcast, Season 1, Episode 1. We hope you'll join us soon.